Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Nearly 90's. I'm your host, Bryce Cherney, and with me is my co-host, Jonah.
Yep, what's up, guys?
And it's been a little bit. It's been a minute.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. But how have you been, man?
I'm doing great, doing swell. How you doing?
Dude, I'm fucking.
You're just vibing?
I'm vibing. Fucking work's been stressful.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Dude, oh my god, I didn't realize how many line cooks you can go through.
like hire and fire.
Yeah,
like
hiring
send them through.
and firing, just sending them through, and then just like, you're out of here. You're out of here.
I don't have much experience with that other than when I was in high school. I was a busboy / dishwasher, and we had everyone that was a cook was basically either someone fresh out of jail or prison. Is that what it's like for a lot of other restaurants?
No, a lot. I mean, let's hope my manager doesn't hear about this, but one of my managers was telling me, like, a lot of the time, like, a lot of them do have criminal records and shit like that, where he'll look for, like, oh, well, as long as he doesn't do this thing, or as long as he doesn't do this thing.
As long as he's not shooting up out back, you know.
As long as he's not shooting up, as long as he's not doing anything wrong in the sense of kids, that's all I'm saying there.
As long as he's not the diddler, you know.
Yeah, as long as he's not diddling children. I think that's a better way of putting it. Just like Danny DeVito would say.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
Danny
Did that
DeVito.
originate from him?
I don't know if it did, but I just remember him saying that a
I
lot.
just unlocked a memory of him saying that in Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
My brother just showed me a meme of that. But anyways, we got a little bit off topic. We came here to talk about Ben 10 today.
Ben 10, yeah, that's right. Because I'm rewatching the original series.
The original series started back in 2005?
You know that way better than me. I have no fucking clue.
I'm going to say 2005, but don't quote me on that. And for anyone who doesn't know what Ben 10 is, it's about this kid, Ben Tennyson, who...
Very on the nose.
Yeah, pretty...
Benjamin Tennyson, who's 10 years old with 10 aliens.
He's 10 years old. He's got, well...
Well, 10 to start.
He's got an alien watch that lets him transform into 10 aliens. And then that's kind of where he kind of, I guess, becomes like a superhero a little bit.
Oh, yeah, he makes sure to say it a lot.
Oh, yeah, he'll say, it's hero time all the time. That's a classic catchphrase.
He's like a white Naruto. By white meaning just like Americanized Naruto.
Yeah,
in a weird,
I could
annoying way.
agree with that. Like, I definitely gravitated towards it, and it definitely, like, the animation style or the style that they went with for the characters, it's very almost anime-like.
It's kind of there. You can
I
see the
feel
inspiration.
Like, I don't know if it's I don't know if it had thick lining for all the characters, but, like, I feel like it was, like, pretty, not detailed, but cartoony in a way, but still also keeping that realism too. Not too much realism, but
I can't unhear that he's the voice of a bunch of female characters now. He's voiced by a woman.
that is true. That it still does appall me to this day.
Paul, Jesus, that's so aggressive.
You know, it like, cause I always thought it was like just like a young kid doing it, and then like growing up, I'm like, wild. Anyways, it's not that big of a deal.
It's the voice of Raven and Timmy Turner, at least.
Yep,
I think.
Timmy Turner.
Yeah. The Timmy Turner one doesn't throw me off as much because it's a very high-pitched, squeaky voice.
Right.
So I could see a woman doing it, but...
I mean, I guess he is also 10 years old, though, too.
Yeah,
so.
it threw me off because I saw a clip of the actress doing the voice, and I'm like, holy shit.
And, I mean, who's, I guess, out of the main 3 cast members that's in it, like... Do you have, like, a favorite?
A favorite cast member?
Like, out of, like, Grandpa Max, Gwen, and Ben, like, is Ben your favorite? Do you like Gwen?
I mean, of the main cast, there's only 3, so
it's not a lot, but...
I guess Grandpa, if I'm picking the most interesting / like, good ratio from likable to kind of a dick.
I like it. I'll agree with you. I do like Ben 10 a lot. I mean, dude, it's so nostalgic actually talking about this again because I was a kid that, like, I just grabbed a white shirt, just any white shirt.
And I painted the black lining?
I painted the black lining on it, and I think I even bought one of, like, the Omnitrix toys. It was, like, $25 or something.
Dude.
It was one of the real expensive ones. It was fucking bulky as hell.
That was the only toy that my parents wouldn't get me. Is they got me like a handful of the alien toys and all that. And I'm like, all I fucking want is the watch.
It's the watch.
And they didn't get me the watch.
I think there's something cool to be said about that, because like I don't know if it's the design is just so like cool and original, and I feel like the hourglass symbol. I don't know if that was like just like the chef's kiss right on top.
It's
like,
unique.
It's a very unique concept. But I mean, to I guess kind of get into it. What's your favorite? We'll do favorite aliens first. What are your favorite aliens?
Probably my top one's Upgrade.
You like Upgrade?
He's sick, dude. He's like a slimy like almost just a symbiote that's also connected to electricity and technology. It's
That is
really
true.
OP.
That it is a really cool concept. I do like Heat Blast a lot just because I like the live action version that I've seen of him, because like the live action version of Heat Blast just looked really cool, and the way that they represented it in live action was like fuck yeah. But I do like Forearms. Fuck, Gray Matter too.
Accelerate's really good.
Accelerate.
Too. I like it a
would.
lot.
You know what? I would go with Diamond Head.
That's a pretty sick one.
I like Diamond Head not just because of like he can just kind of do like fucking diamond creations, fucking shoot diamonds, but I love the fucking that side character. I can't remember his name.
Oh, the one who starts out wearing just like a black suit.
Yeah.
And then when the helmet comes off, he's one of Diamond Head's species, I guess.
Tetrax, I think that's his name.
Yeah, he's got the hoverboard.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
and
sick.
I like that. And there's even like you get backstory about his whole race and how even him like he I forget what he did, but he like had to like steal a crystal, like a sacred crystal from his people and give it to Vilgax for money. And Vilgax like just decimated his people after that.
I honestly don't think I got to that part yet, but
well, that's actually in one of the. It's in a TV movie. It's called.
Oh, okay.
It's called Secrets of the Omnitrix.
is that canon?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's like pretty much the last adventure before he
He's
kind
a
of like
teenager.
takes off the watch, becomes a teenager, and then puts it back on.
Does he put it back on as a
Yeah,
teen? I don't remember that being a thing.
They take the Omnitrix off, and then alien force happens, and he puts the Omnitrix back on, and it doesn't work. But then it does like a weird upgrade, and it becomes
Gives him
like
the other
smaller
10.
and green.
Yeah, and then it gives him a new 10 aliens to start
Yes.
with. Yeah.
But yeah, I would say probably Diamond Head.
Yeah, he's sick. That's a good choice. You can do all the shape shifting with his limbs and stuff. Very tough to kill.
Have you gotten to any of like the add-on aliens? What?
I got to Cannonbolt and I almost said a Pokemon name. What's his name? It's not Servine. That's a Pokemon.
Fucking.
Something.
I know the green vine guy.
Yeah. So I got to him, and then earlier than that, there was the Cannonbolt.
I remember.
edition.
There's
Dude.
another cool one.
Dude,
Upchuck.
Yeah. Is that in first gen?
That's not. I don't think that's first gen.
Yeah, but I'm saying like additions to the first gen.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
addition to the first gen.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm trying to think. So I'm drawing a blank. I'm trying to think of ones that I can like recall from my childhood, because
Right.
I recalled the ones that I've already seen recently, but I haven't finished the OG series. yet.
There's I forget what they call him, but there's this one that kind of like he doesn't shape shift, but he does like he can duplicate himself. There's one like that.
The little electric guy that duplicates.
It might be that one.
Because there's an episode where they free him from the rubber band ball and they keep duplicating and they're being little shitheads.
I think
and then
that's
he later
him.
gets that as a form.
Yes.
I know that.
I'm pretty sure that's the guy I'm talking about. I do like Cannonbolt. Honestly, as like an add-on, Cannonbolt was a fucking badass one.
Yeah, honestly, I remembered the Cannonbolt episode better than almost every other episode in that show because it's so fucking weird. That episode is so weird with the aliens worshiping the weird fucking blob monster, I guess, like the eater of worlds or something. And then there's so much emphasis on like the sliminess and all the weird shit in that episode. It's so stand out as a kid for some reason. I remember that better than most.
Heard. I feel like this is also just like a great bridge to my next question. What's your favorite episode that you can just recollect or so far that you've watched?
Maybe it's tough because I like the Ghost Freak Breaking Free episode. That's a pretty good one.
That is a really good one.
That's pretty good. And then it's pretty tough between that and the team up of Vilgax and Kevin 11.
I freaking forgot about that.
That's so good because that's when he learns the master control. So he's fighting to the absolute like max capability
just
he can.
Because he
can swap out at any moment, ideally to what suits him. And I feel like that's like peak what he can fight as versus his two strongest enemies.
Right.
Coming at him at that time is one of the best fight scenes.
No, I forgot about that. Freaking Kevin Levin, bro. And his nasty mutated form. I fucking love it. I forgot about that.
The one where they're before that when they're doing like the gladiator fights in space is really cool too. That's hard to top too.
That one's good too. Another one, I don't know if it's a standout one, but I remember either watching it a lot as a kid is I forget what they call it, but like he's like a wolf. Like he's like a Ben Wolf or something like that.
That's when he's a teenager, I know. And it's like this wolf.
What?
That's from that one, I think.
No, I could have swore that's from the original.
I haven't gotten there yet if it is, but I think he has him in the teenage one. Maybe he just keeps him.
I think
in that. But it's like it's a wolf, but then its mouth splits into four. Yeah, that thing's sick.
That thing's so fucking badass. I remember. It is from the original.
Okay,
I won't spoil it if you don't want me to, but I do remember how he actually like. They almost do like a Wolfman kind of thing with it. So I won't say more than that, but I think that is like a standout episode again.
Just think that was someone's introduction to being a furry.
Wild. Actually, this is my introduction to being a furry.
That was your introduction to being a furry?
I'm joking. I shouldn't make fun of that community.
You can cosplay as him and add very detailed fur.
Dude, I would put nipples on it. Like
what if you made
a set of teats?
What if you made a fursuit that was designed based off it, and then you had that articulating furry mouth, but it's the 4 tendrils?
Oh, that'd be so badass. You know what? I'm surprised that Ben never gets Vilgax as like an alien.
As a form?
As like a form.
The thing is, like, I'm sure he'd be strong, but part of what makes Vilgax strong is like the augmentation he does to himself when he gets fucked up. I mean, he's strong as himself in the flashbacks, fighting like, what is it? Like Ben's, why am I drawing him like his grandpa? When he's fighting his grandpa, like, it seems like in those scenes, he's like, he's strong, but also he's more like skilled and knowledgeable as opposed to just being a beefcake and just a tank.
Yeah, and it's weird because after this, like, he's like, you know, all genetically kind of mutated and he's kind of like has the life support stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, and then he makes the muscles bigger when he like punches and shit.
That's not really in the next series. Like, I don't know what he does if he like finally fully heals himself, but like that's just like not a thing. Like he almost like becomes like a king figure. I'd feel like that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about Vilgax from the teenage series.
Yeah, no, he only shows up a couple times, but like in this one, it's like he's like almost like his main villain that he faces off against.
He is the main villain in the OG series.
I remember. I think that's how season 1 ends. Is with like that's the final
throwdown or something.
I think it's like a part 1, part 2 episode too. So I can't remember exactly. I really wish I brushed up on my Ben 10 knowledge before getting into this. But I mean, I know so much, and like there was a period in middle school where all I was watching was Ben 10. Don't worry, I want to. There's a couple more things that I wanted to talk about, and then at least that's all I have for Ben 10.
Okay.
Until we want to actually jump into Alien Force and all that.
Yeah. What do you got? What's your next question?
So, next thing is I wanted to talk about. I brought it up a little bit before, but the movie adaptation.
Like the first live action
Yeah, the
one,
first live action one.
the one where instead of Ghost Freak breaking out, it's what's his name. They replace it with like a dude in a black suit because they didn't want to do the CG for Ghostface. Or
Really?
Ghost Freak.
They didn't want to do. That was it.
I'm pretty sure that's why because
I always thought that Eon was. They just wanted to make like a new character.
I'm pretty sure they adapted Eon into a new character afterwards, but isn't the whole thing that Eon breaks out of the watch?
No.
It's not? Maybe I'm misremembering.
So Eon, well, I guess just like, so Eon is kind of like this time being. So
hence Eon, yeah.
So he can manipulate time. He can do weird things. But we first get introduced to him, and we don't know anything about him. Ben like fries him up as heat blast, and then he disintegrates. We think he's dead.
Yeah.
But he's actually just been kind of like watching Ben, like, so he didn't die, and he knows how to manipulate time to like reverse that so it didn't happen, which is like crazy to think about that. But he pretty much, it's weird. It's really weird. But he wants to destroy the world, or well, he wants to bring his army of people to destroy Earth. For some reason, and he does this with this thing called the Hands of Armageddon, and yeah. So, but what you're thinking of is, and I don't know. It's so kind of vague, but he's like, Ben, you are me. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? Like, he has, like, Ben all chained up. This is, like, the final act of the movie.
It's in, like, not a warehouse, but, like, a factory, I think. Something like that.
It's where they keep it's where the plumbers keep the Hands of Armageddon.
Yeah.
So, they're all chained up by it, and he's like... So, pretty much, what I can gather, now that I'm, like, fully recollecting this, Eon is pretty much dying, and each time he does these leaps through time to like save himself or like fix himself,
it's also degenerating him.
It's also degenerating him, and it's why he has that weird mask on and everything.
It looks nasty underneath. Yeah,
so
I remember that much.
I believe. All right, so and they do some weird lore with the Omnitrix that I don't think they really fully understood, but they believed that, or well, Eon's like. The watch, do you know why the watch only lets you change to an alien for 10 minutes at a time? And it's like, because pretty much I was the reason why. Because if you transformed into me longer than that, I would take over you or something like that.
Huh.
And so I'm like, I don't know what he really means by that. So, like, does he mean that, like, if you transform into either of those aliens long enough, further than 10 minutes, you're just going to get taken over by it?
I
That's
guess
what
is
I
the
was
implication?
trying to think. But what I want to believe is that Eon just had a transformation, and he's the only reason why that limiter's there, is because he can take over with time or why. I don't know. It was kind of vague, but maybe go back and watch it, because I feel like I'm kind of just confusing you.
I vaguely remember that final act, and I watched some clips pretty recently of some fight scenes, and being rudely reminded how fucking awful it looks.
How awful the CGI is in that.
It's really bad.
Oh,
also,
man.
the fake out of not even showing forearms and just turning into
gray matter.
Not grain. What is it? It's
not
gray
matter.
Grain matter, right?
I thought it's gray matter.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a play on words of
So
like
it's grain matter?
Because I think it's supposed to be grain, because like brain matter, as in like I'm intelligent, like brain matter, but he's tiny, he's a grain.
I always thought it was gray matter.
Let me look it up.
Maybe.
I want to
don't
make
know.
sure.
Okay.
I also grew up calling Cannonbolt just Cannonball.
That's
and
fair.
then they have one cheesy pun and decide to call him Cannonbolt instead.
I forgot about Wildnut.
I mean, we didn't mention all of them.
We didn't mention
It
all
is
of
gray
them.
matter. Why did I think it was grain?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I thought it was just my brain went to they're being as punny as possible because they are so fucking punny in that show.
There's a lot of puns
They
in the
are
show.
Marvel humor before Marvel humor.
It was, yeah. That good old Cartoon Network humor, man, doesn't
It wasn't
stop.
even just Cartoon Network. It was just Ben 10.
It
Ben
was
10
just
was
Ben 10.
They were the biggest. I wanted to say victim. They're definitely not a victim of it. They chose it. They are the biggest culprit of it.
Culprit. I would. Yeah, I agree.
Because I mean, Teen Titans was a little bit quippy, but not that quippy.
I don't know, cause like Teen Titans was also in like a different realm where they would even like change the animation style for a joke and all that too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyways, I digress. The last thing I want to say about the movie, I love the design of the Omnitrix from the movie. I think more than the actual show. Oh, they did the gray lines around instead of the white lines. Man, if you could see it right now.
The live action one did it
Yeah,
better.
the
is what you're
live action
saying?
one, dude. Like, and the weird, like, just like kind of little technical details that they threw into it. I
Yeah.
think just like fucking A, it made it look really cool. Like, and oh, dude, they used real silver on it, and like, I don't know, it's just me being like a nerd and actually like getting into like the prop details. But I also watched like a bunch of the behind the scenes. Oh, dude, and I'm on Etsy all the time.
Dude, you can't browse on Etsy for replica stuff. You'll never want to leave.
Dude, it's so hard. It's so hard, dude.
You know
I
how many
found it.
times I've seen something like the replica sword from Doom Eternal or something that's fucking awesome. It's literally like a neon sign installed to like a fucking glass sword. It's so fucking cool.
That's amazing.
Dude, Etsy is the place for replica shit.
Yeah,
and
no.
I've wanted to just buy everything out there at times.
Oh man, it's been tough because I've been
But
looking at this Omnitrix. Dude, it's over $200.
Is it digital? Like, do you actually?
You push the button, it actually like shoots up and shit.
Oh
It
my
lights
God.
up. It has, and I'm like, fucking A, this is badass. Like, this is what I wanted as a kid. I mean, I have made my own Omnitrixes before, like just out of foam.
Yeah.
And like I painted them up and like kind of just like haphazardly threw it together and was like, fuck yeah, I'll wear this. But I want an actual one.
I want to be the alien.
I really want to be Ben 10, man. That was definitely a fantasy of mine as a kid. Was like, oh man, if I could be one of these fucking cartoon characters, it'd be Ben 10.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all I have to. I think that's
See.
my 2 cents on it.
See, I wrote some questions down off the top of my head. One of them I think we covered, which was a basic one of, let's see. I did put what's your favorite OG alien. Did you say you were? Oh yeah, we did rattle them off. We didn't say specific one answer one. We kind of just went through all of them.
I mean, I guess Diamond Head. I did kind of say.
I guess that
but-
one was your favorite, and then mine was Upgrade.
Yeah, Upgrade
then-
and Diamond Head.
So we covered this a little bit too, but why is it so damn quippy?
You know,
It was painful at
haven't-
times.
see, and as a kid, I never noticed that.
Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah,
I'm
I didn't
wondering
notice
if
that
it's
as a kid.
if that's just how it kind of like, it's just kind of more so trying to just appeal to the greater audience of kids, and maybe that's how they were doing it, was just kind of being quippy, and maybe it was actually a thing at the time where they would probably maybe get notes from the studio being like,
Add a joke there.
add a joke there, add a quip here, do that, you have this voice line, why aren't you using it? Well, it kind of sounds stupid. Throw it in.
Yeah, I mean it's a fucking kids show. Like, what are you?
We're not paying these animators for nothing.
These kids aren't gonna remember the dialogue. Are you fucking joking? Get out there and sell the toy and throw in a joke
Exactly.
so like a teen plus might find it funny.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
maybe that was it, but
It's so baffling how close to Marvel humor it is though.
It-
Before the MCU was a thing.
I'm wondering. I mean, they could have. We might have to look at the producers.
Yeah, that's true.
Lines.
It could have some kind of connection. Kevin
It could-
Feige worked
Maybe
on it.
Kevin
Oh,
Feige
no.
just took like a year off of doing Iron Man and just fucking did this or something.
He was probably doing.
Well, it was probably before.
He was probably working on Spider-Man at the time, being involved in the Sony ones.
Oh yeah, he was involved in that. I forgot.
Not a big part, but he was a
No,
part.
he was there. He was involved. It's weird that he wasn't really involved in the next trilogy, the Amazing Spider-Man one.
Yeah, well, look how that turned out. Okay, next one. Do you see a modern movie working, a live action?
That's tough. Cause his aliens are so unique, and the amount of money you would have to put in, like, cause imagine him like actually like doing master control, switching from alien to alien to alien to alien. The amount of money you'd be putting into that, I mean, maybe, but you'd be putting a lot of faith into trying to make a live action movie when even the TV movies couldn't get that much faith.
I feel like even before you get to the master control idea, I think it'd be difficult just to give enough attention and enough CG to 10 unique characters. Even before you think of some elaborate fight scene with master control, like you'd have to have 10 unique characters as well-made CGI characters and give enough of them screen time.
See, and I think that's also where like the TV movies falter. They only picked certain characters. They knew they had a budget.
Yeah.
So they knew they're like, all right, we'll do Heat Blast, Gray Matter, Diamond Head, and Wild Mutt.
Yeah.
So they're like, that's 4 transformations. That's all we can do.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy to think that you can't even do all of them, but I mean that they realistically they couldn't back then.
Exactly.
And even now it's like even if you say had a budget through the roof and you could do all 10, you have to fit in enough screen time to satisfy the fans of each alien who find that one to be their favorite to give them enough satisfying screen time, which I feel like is really difficult.
And even then it's like I don't know who would play him the best, like the actual character of Ben Tennyson.
I keep seeing, because I mean I'm sure this does happen in Hollywood all the time. I keep seeing like these clickbaity articles of they're making Ben 10 live action, which I don't doubt that someone got information that like a script is being passed around, and I'm sure there's tons of scripts for that being passed around for like fucking I don't know decades at this point. It's been out for maybe not multiple decades, but a decade at least. Again, I'm sure people keep working on it. I'm sure people keep trying to get it off the ground like a million other things in Hollywood, but I keep seeing it's going to happen and they want Tom Holland.
That's mostly what I've seen for fan art, but also like I don't think you should do Alien Force right away. The reason I say that is because Alien Force is considerably darker than Ben 10.
It's also just convoluted at that point.
It's convoluted at that point, and it's like, well, you're skipping all of this. It's like watching Naruto Shippuden without watching Naruto. It's kind of like, okay, I kind of get, all right, this character is the main character, but like you don't have all of the backstory, the character development that is in Naruto to make you actually feel for these characters again and actually like want to watch and continue that show.
Yeah, if anything, if you were going to do a live action of him as a teenager, you'd have to just do a reimagining of it and make it an origin, which at that point it's just kind of like Ben 10 adjacent, not an adaptation really.
Right. And see, so I would hate if they would make like OG Ben 10 a teenager. I think he has to be like, and it's fine if he's like 12 or something like that.
I just thought they have Tom Holland be Ben and Grandpa Mark Wahlberg.
Fucking
like the Uncharted movie. They just made it again.
They
reused that.
Fucking Grandpa Max.
They just for real reused the assets. And not even that, they don't even make Mark Wahlberg gray. They just keep him Mark Wahlberg.
They just keep him Mark Wahlberg.
Like Uncharted, Sully's supposed to be gray and like white hair, and he's just Mark Wahlberg in that movie too.
It's like, whoa, I think we just found some Transformers. Anyways, no, I would be interested to seeing a live action Ben 10 movie, but they would have to do it right. And again, it's the budget on that movie is going to be incredibly high if you're going to do it right.
It would have to be, or it's just going to look like trash.
And
wait. TV series, but like a Disney Plusified, plenty of screen time and budget.
Maybe. I think they could, but I have not been... All right, I guess
It would have to be, the thing is, you'd have to have the budget for it too. You'd have to get it
You would have to get-
justified, like, oh, we can actually spend millions of dollars on this show.
I think if you'd actually get like someone who like worked on Disney Plus, like the actual Marvel shows, to actually back that up and actually like, I think it could actually get off the ground on like HBO Max or something like that, because I think
could see
that's
that, too.
where
I
Cartoon
could see that.
Network is placed. But
Who owns HBO? Is that just independently owned? Is that not owned by a bigger company?
HBO Max, fuck,
Because
I think they were owned by like AT&T or something like that.
they're not owned by Fox in any way, are they? Because
No.
Disney has all the rights to that now.
Disney has all the rights to Fox, but HBO Max still has Ben 10 on there.
Yeah,
so
they have all Cartoon
they have
Network
all
stuff.
Cartoon Network stuff, but they fucking
Oh no,
get rid of-
that's Warner Brothers. What am I saying? That's
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, not Fox. Yeah,
So I forget.
Warner Brothers owns Cartoon Network. I believe.
Warner Brothers owns Cartoon Network. Warner Brothers is owned by like
themselves.
fucking-
They've been
No,
around for ages.
They
right?
no,
They're
yeah,
owned by,
yeah, no.
are Warner Brothers
you're
owned by
right,
a bigger
you're right,
company?
You're right.
No, they're their own movie studio,
You're right.
right?
Yeah. You're right. I'm just thinking because it's on HBO Max and all that shit, like
Yeah.
a bunch of Warner Brothers.
Well,
movies.
HBO just originated as a channel that was probably owned by a bigger company
right
too.
and I call it HBO Max. It's just Max,
It's just Max. They changed the name like 7 fucking
right?
times.
It's fucking stupid. But anyways, I feel like we've. Is there anything else you need to say about Ben 10?
If Tom Holland wouldn't work in live action, who would? That's what I just keep thinking.
I would definitely consider like. Fuck! If the Stranger Thing kids, not
Who-
one of them, but like no, like maybe one of the It actors. I could see maybe like Stanley, the
stuttering.
Jew.
Oh, I was thinking the stuttering Bill kid.
Oh, Bill.
Yeah, Bill
Could I think play a really good Ben 10. Or I don't know. I kind of just imagine Ben 10 because his hair is kind of just so messy as a kid.
Yeah.
As like someone with I don't know.
But not like curly Jewish
Not
hair,
curly
though.
Jewish hair, I guess. So I don't know. It'd have to be like a weird. What am I talking about?
I don't know.
I'm getting to
I
weird
don't fucking-
specifics about the
What
hair
do
of Ben 10
what
right
do you got
now.
against Ben being a Jew, huh?
No, I have nothing against it. I would actually. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Have we gotten the
'cause
Jewish representation for a superhero? That could be it.
Superman?
Yeah, but is he the character Jewish?
Well, no, but I feel like I forget what my fucking friend told me, but it's pretty much like they're his Messiah kind of character. You know, they
What do
kind
you,
of
what
like
do you mean? That
yeah,
like
like
his-
symbolizes that.
yeah, he has like a Jesus complex. Not complex. That's the wrong term. But like a comparison
To Jesus
in
and all that.
similarity and I can't think of the word symbolism. Jesus.
Yeah, he has the
Jesus
the
symbolism.
Earth Father, and he has the Heavenly Father, all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
yeah. Yeah, but I don't think that implies that he's Jewish.
Maybe not.
I mean, I can't
Oh
imagine.
no,
I can't.
no! Spider-Man's Jewish.
Why would Spider-Man be Jewish?
Spider-Man is Jewish.
What are you talking about?
Look, I'll fucking prove this
I
right
can't
now, man.
I can't imagine like Superman or Spider-Man sitting down with their parents having Shabbat.
I swear to God, man, Spider-Man is Jewish.
And now I'm just imagining him with a yarmulke and like a scarf on, like holding hands with his family
Dude.
members before they partake in.
I'd fucking love to see
Dinner.
that. That'd be hilarious.
You can get AI to make it, no problem. AI can do anything, man.
Is Spider-Man Jewish? So the cast and crew behind Spider-Man films have declared him canonically, Jewish. When the comics books subtly hint at the Jewish influences, the filmmakers behind the movies. So yeah, so there's subtle references in the comics to him being Jewish, and then they show pictures of Into the Spider-Verse. So maybe that has some more ties to him being Jewish. But
I don't know. That's getting way off topic from.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yeah, Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, we might have to cut that one out.
It might be sacrilegious, but
Shabbat Shalom.
doesn't matter.
Anyways, I think we're done here.
Yeah, I think we're done here. I think we've said our piece with Ben 10 for now.
We said more than enough.
We've said more.
All right. As always, we have all of our
social medias,
social
I guess,
media links
our
in the
other
description
channels
below.
or separate channels. Yeah,
YouTube.
go check out Bryce on YouTube. And do you post on anything other than YouTube typically for like your main content?
No, not really.
Okay, so you can check out Bryce Cherney on
being-
YouTube. On my channel, I usually do gaming. It's JoeScopo1. Same with Twitch, JoeScopo1. I might make some other channels, do some other stuff soon. So
Yeah.
we'll see about that. Also, check out. Do you want to plug Zellion?
Oh yeah, yeah. I have a couple YouTube channels, honestly. So yeah, my other kind of work channel or like professional channel, I could call it, is Zellion Productions. So
Yeah, let us. I guess you could say you're doing skit stuff. Not skit as in like people associate skit as like comedy, but
not comedy, but we're like short film based, trying to do more
episodic.
Yeah, we're trying to just keep ourselves open to whatever we kind of want to make, we can make. So
Yeah, so go check that out too. And
Hell yeah.
thanks again for thumbnail art and channel art. Those links will be in the description. And I think that's
Absolutely.
it.
yeah, you guys have a good rest of your day.
Deuces.